When some Sunday Christians find out that I keep the seventh-day Sabbath and avoid eating pork, I get a bit of a hostile reaction. Why is that? In my opinion, one reason is this: dispensationalism. Let's define this word and see how we can respond to it. Let's get started. Dispensationalism is a doctrine which teaches that the biblical history is divided into distinct periods of time, otherwise known as dispensations, and that Yahweh provided salvation and right standing differently within each of these dispensations. The main dispensation we'll look at today is the dispensation of the law. According to this doctrine, the dispensation of the law lasted from Moses giving the law at Mount Sinai to Yeshua's death, burial, and resurrection. Dispensationalists teach that during the dispensation of the law, salvation or right standing before Yahweh was based on how well you kept the law. So with that said, I hope you begin to see why these dispensationalists get defensive when they see us keeping the seventh-day Sabbath or see us eating clean. Because through their lens of dispensationalism, they assume we're trying to earn salvation or be at right standing before Yahweh by keeping the law perfectly. And they begin to assume we're somehow replacing Yeshua with the law, for they see it as two different dispensations or methods of salvation, and thus in their mind the law and following Yeshua cannot coexist. This mindset leads many in the mainstream church to misunderstand the purpose of the law, and even consider it a burden, legalistic, and something that has been replaced by grace in Yeshua. And why they are so fast to say things such as, we're no longer under the law, but under grace. In other words, we're in a different dispensation. This is obviously a completely misunderstood way of seeing the law and why we should keep it. I hope it helps you see why they get so upset and defensive and run straight to quoting verses about grace. So how do we combat this? By first explaining what the law was truly given for. The law was never given to earn salvation, but was given for a standard of holy living once you believe. It's the instructions on how to properly love Yahweh with all our hearts. 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of Yahweh Elohim, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. We must show them that grace always existed, even before the law was given to Moses. For Abraham was saved by grace through faith, and still practiced obedience like circumcision. Genesis 15:6. And he believed Yahweh, and he reckoned it to him as righteousness, otherwise known as salvation. The law is Yahweh's standard of truth, and truth cannot change. Otherwise, it wasn't truth to begin with. Yahweh's righteousness is the law, and is everlasting. Always has been, always will be. Psalm 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Let us call our Christian friends and family to the proper understanding of what the law was truly given for, to seek Yahweh with our whole heart and to practice holiness, otherwise known as sanctification. Psalm 119, verse 1 and 2. Blessed are the undefiled in the way, who walk in the law of Yahweh. Blessed are they that keep his testimonies, and that seek him with the whole heart. Hallelujah. Please share your thoughts below and hit